The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, makers of the famous pasteurized processed cheese food Velveeta. Velveeta is one of the most popular of all members of the Kraft family of fine foods. It's known to folks everywhere as the cheese food of exceptional nourishment and delightful flavor. Enjoy it often. When you do, you may be sure you're enjoying the finest quality cheese food you can buy. Velveeta, made only by Kraft.
I'm Grace Tuttle. As a school teacher in Summerfield, my time is taken up by many interesting projects. Right now, it's the hobby show, which I'm sponsoring in the school gymnasium. Of course, a lot of my time is also taken up by two of the town's eligible bachelors. Oh, excuse me, the most eligible ones at the door.
Hello, Grace.
Oh, hello, Throckmorton. Come in.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late, but I had to help Leroy prepare for a Boy Scout test.
As soon as you catch your breath, I have another little job for you.
Girl Scouts?
No, I have to work up some signs for the hobby show.
Hobby show?
Yes, I need a sign for each booth, and you're the one to paint them.
I have a hobby we don't have to paint a sign for. There's a full moon going to waste over the reservoir.
Now, Throckmorton.
Well, I thought we might take a little drive this evening. After all, spring is officially here.
You just feel like it's spring.
You bet. Come on, Grace. Bundle up good and we'll go out and enjoy the spring air.
Nuh-uh. I'm going to get these signs painted tonight. Matter of fact, I'm disappointed that you haven't shown more interest in the hobby show.
Well, I've never gone in much for hobbies. Of course, when I was a kid, I used to have a hobby horse.
Yes, come on. Grab a paint pot and a brush.
Well, I'll draw a picture of the moon, just to show you what you're missing.
I'm not listening.
Yeah, here's the moon, and here's the reservoir.
And here's your hat.
What?
I mean it. If you aren't going to help me, you may as well go home.
You but Grace.
I wonder who that can be.
Probably the man in the moon wondering why we haven't shown up.
Good evening, Grace.
Why, Clarence.
Surprise, surprise.
Hey, Olson, what's he doing here?
Did someone send for a doctor?
No.
Pushy intern. Someday I'll send him to a doctor.
Seriously, Grace, I want to show you what I'm planning to enter in your hobby show.
Oh, well, come in.
Oh, I see the water commissioner is here. Having trouble with the plumbing?
Hello, Olson.
Don't look so stricken, Gildersleeve. I won't stay long.
Good.
Won't take me more than 2 or 3 hours to show Grace my paintings.
Oh,
I'm anxious to see them, Clarence.
Of course, I only dabble on weekends.
sort of a no-talent Churchill, eh, Olson?
Gildersleeve, would you like to go listen to the radio while we discuss art?
Art.
This is a lovely watercolor.
Well, thank you, Grace.
Yeah, I bet you got them at the dime store. They give you pictures like that if you just buy the frames.
Jealous.
I love the subtle colors.
Oh, that little still life I did at home in the kitchen.
Old bananas.
What I really enjoy is getting out and painting landscapes. What do you think of my marine?
It's gorgeous.
I can see the water, but where's the marine?
It looks like something Frederick Waugh might have done.
Well, thank you. Then you approve of my entries for your hobby show?
They're wonderful.
Gildersleeve, what are you entering?
Oh, Throckmorton doesn't have a hobby.
Now, wait a minute.
What?
I have hobbies. I just don't flaunt them. I'm no show-off like some people I know.
Some people just don't have anything to show off.
Yeah, I have to get rid of him. Olson?
Yes, Gildersleeve?
Probably you don't realize Grace has a lot of work to do. Signs to paint for the show.
Oh, then you need a painter.
Will you really help, Clarence?
Yeah, but Grace...
Will I? There's nothing I'd enjoy more than staying here working with you, Grace.
Yeah, I just thought of a hobby for me. Keep my big, fat mouth shut.
Here's your evening paper, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, thank you, Bertie.
I see one of your lady friends is staging a hobby show.
Yeah. Is that in the paper?
Yes, sir. There's a picture of Miss Tuttle, Dr. Olson, and some other gentleman holding up their hobbies.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, look at Olson grin. You'd think he just painted Whistler's mother.
Ain't that the postmaster?
Yeah, holding up his stamp collection. He's getting so Grace won't pay any attention to anybody who doesn't have a hobby.
Yes.
Yeah, I was over there last night, and Dr. Olson came by.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I couldn't get a word in edgewise. I felt completely left out.
Yes, sir.
Probably I should have had a hobby all these years.
I thought you had one.
Me?
Girls.
Oh, my goodness.
You always had plenty of them.
I know.
A sailor's got a girl in every port, but the water commissioner's got 'em on tap all over town.
No, Bertie.
You got a hobby that is a hobby. You just take your girls to the hobby show and put 'em in your booth.
Oh.
You can't miss winning first prize. Who's going to look at the stamp collection when they can look at your collection?
Oh, all right, Bertie. You know I'm not a ladies' man.
Well, I know this. You ain't been collecting stamps all these years.
Forget about the hobby show. Let Olson have his fun. There are other interests in life. Say, the Jolly Boys haven't gotten together in some time. We might have a meeting the night of the hobby show. Yeah, Peavy's president. I'll suggest he call the meeting. Hello, Peavy.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this evening?
I just thought I'd drop in while I'm waiting to pick up Leroy.
Are you chauffeuring for the kids again this evening?
No, I just had to take the boy over to the library. Oh, there's always something, Peavy.
Yeah, I guess a growing youngster demands a lot of time.
Yeah, but I want to encourage him in his studies.
Well, my father was always encouraging me.
Did he help you a lot?
Oh, my, yes. He got me up at 5 o'clock and said, Dickie boy, hit the books.
Oh, don't tell me he called you Dickie boy.
Well, my name's Richard. My nickname was Dick, and I was your boy. Dickie boy.
Yeah, I understand.
You mean they never called you Throcky boy?
No. Peavy, I want to talk to you about something.
Very well.
We haven't had a Jolly Boys meeting for some time.
Well, our singing's so bad it takes quite a while to forget it.
Yeah. How about a meeting tomorrow night?
Oh, my, no. That's a hobby show night.
You're going to the hobby show?
Well, I'm here to tell you I've got a hobby.
You, Peavy?
And where am I going to show it if I don't show it at the hobby show?
All right, Peavy, go.
I intend to.
We'll have a meeting without you. I'll get the judge, Floyd, and the chief.
I don't think you'll have any luck, Mr. Gildersleeve.
What do you mean?
The judge is entering his coin collection.
He should have quite a collection. He never spends any.
And Floyd's entering something, and Chief of Police Gates is displaying his collection of confiscated blackjack.
Blackjacks? What a display for a school gymnasium.
I'm surprised you aren't interested in the hobby show since your girl is staging it.
Not me. I don't follow the crowd.
Well, everybody seems to be going, including Dr. Olson.
Well, I don't care. I'm no sheep.
And if he beats your time with Miss Tuttle, you'll be the goat.
All right, watch it, Dickie boy.
Mr. Gildersleeve, don't call me Dickie boy.
Your father called you Dickie boy.
Well, he could lick me, but you can't.
Goodbye, Peavy.
Gosh, Unc, I'm sorry I kept you waiting so long at the library.
Oh, that's all right, Leroy. It's worth a little time if some knowledge penetrates that head of yours.
With all this scientific stuff, why doesn't somebody invent a knowledge salve?
Knowledge, Sam?
Yeah, rub it on your head and let it sink in while you're out playing baseball.
Oh, my goodness. Hey.
What's the matter?
The lights are still on in the school gymnasium. I think I'll run in and see if Grace is still working on the hobby booths.
Can I go in with you, Unc?
No, you stay in the car, my boy. If Grace is there, I'll only be a minute.
Ah!
Now, Leroy, stay in the car. I'll be right back.
If you're not back in 15 minutes, can I honk the horn?
No. Oh, that boy. Yeah, glad I drove by the school. The only way I can get away from Olson is to catch Grace in the gymnasium. Well, there she is, tacking up a sign. Hello, Grace.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Why, George, you look cute on that stepladder.
Thank you. Surprised to see you here.
Well, I was hoping I'd find you alone.
She isn't alone.
Oop. I didn't see you in that booth, Olson.
I've been helping Grace.
Clarence is so devoted to the hobby show.
Yeah, I know what he's devoted to.
Clarence, will you hand me some more tacks?
Yeah, I will.
I've got him. Here you are.
Thank you, Clarence. I don't know what I'd have done tonight without you.
Yes.
They're getting entirely too friendly.
Do you mind if I start setting up my booth?
Why, it's Mr. Peavy.
No, Miss Tuttle. I thought I'd bring over part of my exhibit tonight.
Hello, Mr. Peavy. Your booth's right over here.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Olson.
Peavy, you didn't tell me your hobby was model railroads?
No, you didn't ask me.
Oh.
I thought I'd put down the track tonight, and tomorrow Mrs. Peavy's going to drive the train over.
Wonderful. Is she interested in trains?
Oh, Mrs. Peavy's the engineer.
A lady engineer?
Well, she runs things around the house, so I let her run the train.
Oh, they've forgotten I'm here.
You know, Mr. Peavy, I'm finding out more things about people.
You don't say.
Well, they have such fascinating interests. You have your railroads. Clarence has his beautiful paintings.
What do you have to offer, Gildersleeve?
Clarence, don't embarrass Throckmorton.
No, I'm not embarrassed. I stopped by tonight to ask if there's another booth available.
Why, Throckmorton, I thought you weren't interested in hobbies.
Like I said last night, I just don't flaunt them.
Wonderful. What shall I put you down for?
Can't you think of anything, Gildersleeve?
Well, I'm just thinking of which hobby to present. Oh, that's Leroy blowing the horn. I have to run now. Save me a booth.
What an obvious character. Gracie's just entering the hobby show to be near you.
A man wouldn't go to all that trouble just because he likes me.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. What are you having for lunch tomorrow, Mom? Need an idea? Well, relax. Here it is, an idea for a meatless main dish that's as delicious and nourishing as a main dish should be, because it's made with Kraft's smooth melting pasteurized processed cheese food, Velveeta. We call it a two-tone golden sandwich, and here's all you do. First, make scrambled eggs. For a change, try adding some fresh chopped green chives. Then pile the fluffy hot eggs onto slices of whole wheat toast. And on top of the eggs, put a good thick slice of Velveeta for just the rich yet mild cheddar cheese flavor you want. Then slide the sandwiches into a moderate oven, about 350 degrees, just long enough for the Velveeta to melt. That's all there is to it for a lunch or supper main dish that's not only mighty fine tasting, but mighty fine in the nourishment department, too. Velveeta is so rich in vital food values from milk that just 2 ounces of this cheese food, the amount you put on that sandwich, gives you more protein, calcium, and phosphorus, as much riboflavin, and more vitamin A than a big 8-ounce glass of milk. Have this wonderful golden sandwich tomorrow. Pick up a 2-pound loaf of Velveeta at your grocer's so you can enjoy this smooth melting cheese food in hot main dishes and for cold snacks and sandwiches, too. Just be sure you get genuine Velveeta. It's the finest quality cheese food you can buy, and it's made only by Kraft.
Well, the night before his girlfriend's hobby show, Mr. Gildersleeve decided he better get himself a hobby. He even went so far as to reserve a hobby booth. Now he's wringing his hand, racking his brain, and pacing the floor. Oh, well.
Yes?
Excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Come in, Bertie.
I'm about to close up the kitchen, and if you want a midnight snack,
No, thanks, Bertie. Not hungry.
No, sir. Have you thought of a hobby yet?
No, I may be up all night.
Yes, sir. Well, some people collect stamps, some collect butterflies, but you don't have time for that.
I've got butterflies. I'm committed to having something in that booth tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
Bertie, If you were going in for a hobby, what would you collect?
Taxes.
Taxes.
Of course, I guess Uncle Sam's got that booth.
Please, Bertie, I'm trying to think.
Yes.
I've looked through books for ideas, tried everything.
Well, you might get a hobby out of something you used to do as a boy, if they had hobbies then.
Well, I made kites. And for some reason, they wouldn't fly.
That takes care of kites.
Say, I did take a manual training course in high school. Used to be pretty good at woodwork.
You got the tools in the basement.
That's right. There's my old lathe down there, and I could use Leroy's tool chest.
I'll clean out the basement first thing in the morning. You can go to work.
Right, George. I'm beginning to see the light.
What you gonna make?
A lamp. Oh, wait till Gray sees how I can mold a piece of wood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Olson will wish he'd stuck to painting tonsils.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I got an early start. Yeah, that old lathe worked like a sewing machine. Yeah, glad I thought to make a lamp base in the shape of a water tower. After the show, I'll give it to Grace, and it'll remind her of me.
Hi, Unc.
Oh, good morning, Leroy.
Aren't you going to the office today?
No. I'll need every minute to finish this.
What are you doing? Hey, I said, what are you doing?
Oh. What did you say?
I said, what are you doing?
I'm working on my hobby.
Yeah? Do you mind stopping a minute?
Well, I'm pretty busy. What is it, my boy?
Can you help me with my homework?
Homework. It's time for school.
Well, it'll only take a second. I want you to help me with this problem.
Oh, all right. Shoot.
Okay. A and B start from the same place and go in opposite directions, A traveling 30 miles an hour and B traveling 10 miles an hour. If B starts 3 hours before A, how long has A traveled when they're 90 miles apart?
How's that again?
Here's the book. Read it.
Oh, yeah. Better get my pencil. Yeah, let's see now. B's gone 30 miles before A starts. After an hour, 40 miles. A's gone 30. That's 70.
Where do you suppose they're going?
Quiet, Leroy. In an hour and a half, each has gone 45. Hey, that's 90 miles. Takes them an hour and a half.
Swell, Hunk. That's the answer I got.
What?
I just wanted to be sure I was right.
Oh, what a waste of time.
Well, be seeing you, Hunk.
Goodbye, my boy. Gee. Now maybe I can get back to my lamp base. Hope I can finish it in time. Yeah, she's taking shape. With Leroy in school, I won't have any more interruptions.
Gildersleeve!
Oop. Yes, Bertie?
Can you stop doing what you're doing for a minute?
Oh, why, Bertie?
You know, Leroy just ran for school.
Yes?
Well, he went off without his lunch pail.
Zeke.
Can you drop it by school?
Oh, all right. Confound it. I'll take it over. Nearly 4 o'clock, and I haven't finished sandpapering. Still have to glue the legs on. It's painted.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Leroy.
Say, we were right this morning.
What do you mean we were right?
The algebra problem.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. I should have asked you about the 4 I missed.
Yes.
What are you making, a baseball bat?
I'm making a lamp.
Well, gosh, don't get touchy. How do I know it's a lamp? Where's the bulb?
Leroy, the bulb will be sticking out of the water tower.
Where's the water tower?
That's my lamp.
Oh.
I haven't put it all together yet.
You're going to write a card and tell them what it is, huh?
My boy, aren't you supposed to go to Clara Pettibone's birthday party this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm going to put in an appearance.
Hadn't you better hike upstairs and put on your blue suit?
My blue suit? Just to get ice cream on it?
Mrs. Pettibone is a stickler for doing things according to Hoyle. Besides, you want to look like a gentleman.
I do?
Young man, your blue suit.
Oh, grown.
Well, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yes. I'm running out of time. Haven't turned out the legs for the tank yet. Oh, not again. Yes, Leroy.
How do I look?
Well, that's better. Now you look... Leroy, you're wearing your blue suit with tennis shoes?
We may play basketball.
Not at a party staged by Mrs. Pettibone. Now get upstairs and put on your black shoes. And see that they shine.
Can I shine my tennis shoes?
Leroy. Darn leg doesn't fit. May have to bevel it some more. Time's getting away.
How do I look now?
Oh, that's more like it, my boy. Now, let me straighten your tie so the label doesn't show.
Okay.
Now, don't forget your manners at the party.
I won't. Not me.
Now, what are you going to say when you give Clara her birthday present?
I'll say, here.
Oh, you wish her a happy birthday.
Oh, sure, I'll do that.
Now, what do you say to Mrs. Pettibone after the party?
Well, I'm hoping I don't see much of her.
Leroy, don't forget to thank her for inviting you. Compliment the refreshments.
Okay. I better go.
Yeah, have a nice time.
I'll be thinking of so many things I gotta say and do, I won't have time to have fun.
Oh, youth. Well, maybe I can get this lamp finished now. The legs are going to be short for a water tank. If I made it to scale instead of a table lamp, it'd be a chandelier. I wonder if I'll be able to finish it for the hobby show. Oh, my goodness. What is it, Bertie?
Can you stop doing what you're doing for a minute?
Well, about all I've done today is stop.
Leroy just ran off to the party.
Good.
But he forgot his present.
Oh, pooh.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you off to the hobby show at last?
Yeah, Bertie. I wouldn't even go if Grace weren't sponsoring it.
That's your lamp?
Oh, don't rub it in. I didn't get to finish it.
You gonna enter it anyway?
No, I'm not going to be a laughing stock, Bertie. I'm going to leave it on the back porch, and tomorrow I'll split it up for kindling.
Oh, that's too bad. Are you sure you don't want to enter it as unfinished business?
Bertie.
That could be a new hobby. Unfinished business.
On the back steps. I guess it's a lamp. Gosh, I better get it down to the hobby show for him.
Well, quite a few people at the hobby show.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, hello, Peavy.
Where's your hobby?
I didn't finish it.
Well, that's too bad. Miss Tuttle will be disappointed.
Yeah, I know.
You care to come over and play train with me and Mrs. Peavy?
Thanks. No, I'll just wander around.
Yeah? Very well.
Hey, Gildersleeve.
Yeah, Olson.
Oh, what happened to your hobby? I won a prize with my painting.
Great. Go frame yourself. Oh, he'll be number one with Grace now. Oop. There's Leroy putting something in my booth. It's my lamp. Leroy!
Oh, hi, Unc.
Get that lamp out of my booth.
Didn't you forget it?
No, I didn't get to finish it.
I wondered what was wrong with it.
There were too darn many interruptions.
Oh, there you are, Throckmorton. Hello, Leroy.
Hi, Miss Tuttle.
Hello, Grace.
I'm dying to see your hobby entry. Is this it?
Well, Grace, you see...
What is it, something futuristic?
It's a lamp base.
Oh.
Well, as a matter of fact, Grace, I didn't get to finish it today. Leroy didn't know and brought it anyway.
You were trying to do all this in one day?
Well...
Then you really don't have a hobby.
Unc does, too, have a hobby.
Now, Leroy...
What is it, Leroy?
Well, heck, the way things have been going, I guess I'm his hobby.
Oh?
I guess he'd have finished his lamp and done a lot of other things if I didn't take up so much of his time.
No, my boy.
I guess Unc's never had the chance to do a lot of the things he wanted to.
Leroy, this hobby doesn't mean a thing.
Throckmorton, I think we should have a special prize for you.
For me?
Mm-hmm. Because raising a boy is about the best hobby a man can have.
Well, never thought of it as a hobby.
Hey, Unc, if I'm a hobby, I'd better go sit in your booth.
What?
I'm the only hobby that can wiggle its ears.
Oh, what a boy.
Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Looking for a good food buy? Then get Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. Delicious, nourishing Velveeta is one of the best food buys you can make because you can enjoy it so many ways, in snacks, in sandwiches, and for a variety of economical hot main dishes. Make Velveeta your handy helper for all kinds of money-saving hot meals. Remember, your best buy in cheese food is Velveeta, made only by Kraft.
Now the fire's catching on, Throckmorton.
Yeah. That lamp base makes a pretty good log.
I'm sorry you didn't get to finish it for the hobby show.
Well, Grace, I'd never be able to compete with some of those entries.
I thought little Joey Martin had the most novel hobby.
Yeah, the little crippled boy?
Mm-hmm. Did you see his collection of Easter seals? One for every year they've had them.
Well, I guess that's little Joey's way of saying thanks for all Easter seals have done for him. Yeah, I remember when he couldn't walk.
I know, and his parents weren't able to help much.
Well, the care and treatment of crippled children is costly. That's why all of us have to help. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure you send a contribution to your Easter Seal Society for Crippled Children. A youngster who has to walk with crutches and braces needs lots of friends to help him on his way. The American people have always been very generous in helping every worthwhile cause, but perhaps no one thing can give you more genuine satisfaction than holding out a helping hand to a crippled child. Give them a chance by giving. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Mary Shipp, George Neese, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying good night for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Here's an idea for a brand new kind of soup. Soup you fix fast and easy. In the top of a double boiler, add a can of condensed tomato soup to an equal quantity of water. Then, when it's steaming hot, spoon in the contents of an 8-ounce jar of Kraft's Cheese Whiz and blend well. This Cheese Whiz tomato soup combination gives you the creamiest, most delightful tasting soup you've had in a long time. It's a wonderful main dish for lunch or supper, an exciting appetizer for dinner. Tomorrow, get tomato soup and Cheese Whiz, Kraft's pasteurized processed cheese spread.
Now play You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx on the NBC Radio Network.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, makers of the famous pasteurized processed cheese food, Velveeta. Velveeta is one of the most popular members of the Kraft family of fine foods. It's known to folks everywhere as the cheese food of exceptional nourishment and delightful flavor. Enjoy it often. When you do, you may be sure you are enjoying the finest quality cheese food you can buy. Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Well, Miss Grace Tuttle, the school teacher, and Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, the water commissioner, have been dating quite regularly and are now a sort of comfortable feeling existing between them. Of course, an eligible bachelor like the great Gildersleeve is always fair game. And today we find our pigeon helping Miss Tuttle shop at Hogan Brothers.
I hope you're not tired waiting, Throckmorton.
Oh, no. Go right ahead. Of course, if I were paying for all these packages, I'd be tired.
Why don't you put them on the counter here while I go over to cosmetics?
Good idea, Grace.
You're sweet to spend so much time helping me today.
Well, just remember, for every hour I spend with you today, you have to spend time and a half with me tonight.
I won't be long.
All righty. All right, George, I feel real domestic this morning. Out shopping with Grace. Uh-oh. There's Marie Olson, that new girl in town. She's cute. Yeah, but I don't want her to see me now. I better pick up these packages and hold them in front of my face.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Too late. Hello, Marie.
It's nice to see you.
Well, nice seeing you, too.
I've been wondering what happened to you.
Me?
After our first date 2 weeks ago, you just disappeared. Poof.
Oh, I'm still around.
You weren't disappointed when you found out I was the sister of Clarence Olson, were you?
No, indeed. Just that I've been busy and you've been busy. Yeah, I imagine.
No, I haven't been so busy.
Oh?
After all, in a place the size of Summerfield, there isn't too much to do and not too many to do it with.
Zeke. I wonder if she's going to talk until Grace comes back.
You're uncomfortable, aren't you? Why don't you put down the packages while we talk?
Well, it isn't the packages. I mean...
I understand, Mr. Gildersleeve.
What's that?
You're waiting for a girl.
Me?
And you'd probably be embarrassed if she came up to find you talking to a strange woman.
Oh, no. What's there to be embarrassed about? Perhaps I'd better go look for her. It's getting late.
Oh, no, please. I'll be discreet and vanish the way you did 2 weeks ago. Poof.
Well, sorry, we don't have more time to talk.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be another time. Goodbye, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Bye-bye. By George, she's quite a charmer.
Throckmorton.
Oop.
Looking for me?
Hello, Grace.
You were looking in the wrong direction.
Well...
wasn't that the girl who's new in town?
Marie? Yeah, I mean, new girl?
She's very attractive, isn't she?
She dresses well.
I understand she likes you, too.
Well, where would you hear that?
Her brother told me.
That sneaky Olson. He's just trying to break us up.
You worry about Dr. Olson, and I'll worry about his sister.
Oh, Grace, you know I'm true blue.
Oh, I'm sure you're true blue, but your face was red when I came up.
A man can get into trouble and not even try. Hello, Bertie.
Hey, Miss Gildersleeve.
By George, it's good to be home.
You have a hard day at the office?
No, I spent most of the day in Hogan Brothers carrying packages.
Yes.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Leroy.
Hey, I took a phone call for you a little while ago.
Who was it?
Well, see if you can guess. Was it animal, mineral, or vegetable?
Oh, my goodness.
I'll give you a hint. Animal. Human animal. Lady animal. Foreign accent.
An accent?
Yeah. I'll ask it out for you. Hello? May I please speak to Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh.
He's not home. May I leave a message? Sure, let me get a pencil. Bertie, get me a pencil.
Yeah, all right, Leroy. What's the message?
I'm getting to it. Will you please tell Mr. Gildersleeve I do not understand my water bill?
Leroy, come to the point.
She wants you to stop by and explain it to her.
She does? That's a strange request.
I don't see nothing strange about that.
What's this, Bertie?
Ain't she the young lady you took out a couple of weeks ago?
Well, yes.
Oh, I bet she can figure out her water bill. What she can't figure out is why the water commissioner didn't come back.
She can't forget you, huh, Unc?
Now, Leroy.
I could tell by her voice that she was just pining away.
Well, it is strange she didn't mention the water bill when I saw her in Hogan Brothers.
She probably ran right home and figured her strategy.
Oh, she isn't that interested in me.
Nah. What would she see in you?
Oh, wait a minute. Looking back, she did sound a little disappointed that I hadn't been in touch with her.
Yeah?
And I've heard from reliable sources that she likes me.
What reliable source?
Well, Miss Tuttle.
Your own girl knows it, huh? Ain't that something?
Well, I can't help it if an attractive woman takes a fancy to me.
How about that? She calls about a water bill and he puffs up like a balloon.
Leroy. Now that I think about it, it's quite amusing the way Grace showed a little jealousy when she saw me talking to Marie in the store. Gildersleeve admitted you're dynamite. If I stop in Peavy's and light up a cigar, I wonder if I'll explode. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
You can give me a cigar.
Oh, very well. You seem to be in a pretty good mood today. Things bubbling at the waterworks?
As a matter of fact, I was about to call on a new customer. Give me one of those aromatic panatellas.
My, you must be calling on a lady customer.
Well, I don't mind telling you. It's Marie Olson. She invited me over to check her water bill. Well, she did. She wanted me to come by last night, but I was too smart for that.
You call that smart?
What?
A Swedish accent and French perfume is a hard combination to resist in Summerfield.
Oh,
if she invited me over to check her water bill, I'd have to call the fire department to put me out.
Now, Peavy.
I'm only joshing, Mr. Gildersleeve. Why didn't you go last night?
I have to play this pretty cagey. Grace saw me talking to her in Hogan Brothers and got a little green-eyed.
You don't say.
So I'm going over there during business hours. I happen to know she's a little infatuated with me.
Yeah, she's new in town.
It's a compliment to me in a way, but I'm not going to let it go to my head.
Oh, my, no.
I'm going over there and explain the water bill and get out.
Well, that's up to you, of course.
Yeah, I'm not easily influenced by women, Peavy.
Well...
I'm not one to be swayed by a pretty face, a soft accent, and fancy perfume.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Spring's in the air, all right. Listen to those birds. Hello, little birdie. Yeah. Yeah, I told Marie I'd be here at 11 o'clock, and it's 5 minutes to. Shouldn't be early. Oh, well, what the heck. It's good public relations.
Come in, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Marie. Hope I'm not too early.
Oh, I've been expecting you. May I take your hat?
No, I'll just hold it. Can't stay. Have to get back to the office.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It shouldn't take long to clear up the water bill for you.
Oh, that. Sit down, Mr. Gildersleeve.
But...
I explained the water bill to myself.
You did?
Perhaps I should have called you and saved you the trip.
Well...
But I said to myself, a girl shouldn't keep calling a man. Mr. Gildersleeve might get the wrong idea.
Oh, no.
Of course, it's such a lovely day. Perhaps you enjoyed the walk over.
Well, I was in a hurry. I came in the car.
Oh, you businessman. You don't take time to live. It's good to walk.
I walked from the curb to your door. I even listened to the birds.
You can learn much from the birds. I just fed them some breadcrumbs.
Well, lucky birds.
Come here to the window. I want to show them to you.
Yeah?
We can sit here on the love seat and watch them.
Well, I have been standing up a lot today.
I'll raise the window. Now, do you see that little bird on the rose trellis?
Oh, yeah. Cute.
Do you know what she's doing? She's flirting with the bird in the tree.
Well.
Now, he's pretending not to notice. He's playing hard to get, like a lot of men.
Yeah, maybe he'd catch it from another bird if he paid too much attention.
Nevertheless, she keeps trying. Now, you see? Now she's tempting him with crumbs.
By George, she is. Why doesn't the big dunce go down and eat them?
Perhaps for the same reason you would not come if I invited you to dinner.
What?
You see, I'm tempting you with crumbs. Will you come to dinner, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Me? Well...
Unless you've spoken for every night in the week.
Nothing like that, but...
I'm anxious to cook for someone. We'll have a leisurely continental dinner. I'll try to make you forget the water department and water bills and business cares.
What night did you have in mind?
Tonight. You should take a little time to live.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'm no dunce like that bird up in the tree.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. I could start out tonight by just saying I have a wonderful idea for a sandwich. But this sandwich is so special, so delicious and different, I feel as though I ought to say something fancier. Here's all you do. For each sandwich, spread a half of a toasted bun with peanut butter. Cover the peanut butter with a well-drained canned pineapple slice, and cover the pineapple with a husky slice of Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. Put the sandwich into a 350-degree oven until the Velveeta melts, then pull it out quickly and top it with a maraschino cherry. Whether you're fixing them for the family or whipping them up for the guests, you better make plenty. Mark my word, these beauties are so good they'll disappear in no time. The creamy peanut butter, tart sweet pineapple, and the fine, rich, yet mild-tasting Velveeta are a delicious combination. Velveeta makes these sandwiches really nourishing, too. Every 2-ounce serving of Velveeta, the amount you put in an average sandwich, gives you more of milk's vital food values than a big 8-ounce glass of milk. Enjoy this cheese food often, especially now during Lent. Stop at your grocer's tomorrow and get a 2-pound loaf of Velveeta. Just be sure you get genuine Velveeta. It's the cheese food of top quality, and it's made only by Kraft. Well, as we said in the beginning, the great Gildersleeve, being a bachelor, is fair game for the unattached ladies. Right now, 2 of them are drawing a bead on him. Miss Grace Tuttle, his more or less steady, and the attractive newcomer, Miss Marie Olson. We don't know which one will fire first, but he's a dead duck.
Mr. Gildersleeve, a bachelor's troubles are the best argument for marriage I know.
No, Bertie. Oh, dear. When I learn not to come home and tell the family everything.
You'll kill me. Remember those good intentions he had, Bertie? He said, I'm just going to Miss Olson's to explain her water bill.
No, Leroy.
I know she likes me, but I'm true blue to Grace.
Well, I meant it. But when I got over there, she was so cute, talking about the birds.
No kidding. She was telling you about the birds and bees?
Just the birds, Leroy. A very sophisticated way of inviting me to dinner. All right, Bertie.
I guess Miss Olson's accent got you, huh, Unc?
No, not at all. Just that being with her is, well, an experience. It's like being in another world. Going to see a foreign movie.
Oh, brother.
Excuse me.
Yes, Bertie?
Somebody on the phone for you. Bad news.
Oh?
Miss Grace Tuttle's on the phone.
Well, what's bad news about that?
I don't know, but when you're going out with a new girl and your old girl calls, it sounds like bad news.
Nonsense. Just because I'm going over to Marie's. Hello, Marie. Grace.
Throckmorton, are you trying to tease me?
What's that?
Did you say Marie just to upset me?
Guess I did. P.
Well, I probably shouldn't have said anything yesterday when I saw you talking to her.
Well, she just came up and started it.
I understand. Just because you talk to her doesn't mean you're interested in her.
Of course not. Not me. You can trust me, Grace.
It hasn't entered my mind not to trust you. I just wanted you to know I was only teasing yesterday.
Yeah, well, there's a little tease in all of us.
Now, what I called about, you were so nice to carry my packages yesterday. I'd like you to come to dinner.
Tonight?
Well, I was thinking of tomorrow night, but if you'd rather come tonight...
No. Tomorrow night's even better. Great. Wouldn't think of upsetting your plans.
Tomorrow night, then.
You're fine. Fine. Thanks for calling, Grace.
Bye.
Ta-ta! I don't know if I should go to Marie's tonight. Grace was so nice.
Oh, go on, Unc. Live in that other world. Cross over the bridge.
I don't know.
Let her whisper sweet nothings to you in those foreign languages. What's she gonna feed you, French pastry or Swedish meatballs?
Leroy. Being invited to dinner, I guess I should have brought Marie some flowers. By George, I don't want to give her any ideas. Hey, listen to that. She's already got ideas. Oh, well, like Leroy says, cross over the bridge. I smell something good cooking.
Good evening.
Hello, Marie.
Soyez le bienvenu, Monsieur Gildersleeve. Puis-je avoir votre chapeau?
Anything you say. What did you say?
Come in. May I take your hat?
Thank you. Say, you've rearranged the furniture, haven't you?
A little. Won't you sit down?
Yeah, I see the love seats in front of the fireplace now.
Would you prefer having your dinner served here in front of the fireplace?
Oh, whatever you say. Of course, your table's all set. Very pretty, too.
Thank you. But we'll have dinner wherever you like. When a man comes home after a busy day, a woman should make him comfortable.
Any way I can help with the dinner, Marie?
Oh, you shouldn't help. It is for the woman to prepare the dinner and serve her lord and master.
Well, you don't hear that often these days.
Well, that's because you American men spoil your women.
We do?
To a point where they don't appreciate you. Now, wouldn't you like a cigar before dinner?
Yeah, thank you. Say, how'd you know what brand I smoke?
Oh, I observed. May I light it for you?
Yeah, I'd like that.
I love to see a man smoke a cigar.
Well, I love to see you love to see me smoke a cigar.
Why, that doesn't make sense, Throckmorton.
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, I called you Throckmorton.
Nothing wrong with that. No use being too formal at a time like this.
It's a very musical name. Throckmorton.
I hear music when you say it.
It has a certain elegance befitting so distinguished a man.
Yeah, thank you.
Excuse me, Throckmorton. Let me pull this footstool over to you. A man always likes to prop up his feet.
Now, Marie, I'm not used to this.
Oh, you have been neglected. Now, would you like me to put on some more records? What would you like?
I like that stuff you were playing when I came to the door. But let me take care of the record.
Oh, no, I'll do it.
Well, I could be spinning the records if you have something to do in the kitchen.
Everything is arranged, thank you, so that I can devote every minute to you. Is there room for me on the footstool?
There's room for you here on the love seat.
Thank you. Do you like the music?
Music? Oh, yes. Those strings are really crying.
To me, they sing of a woman's undying devotion to her man.
Now. It seems to me I've heard birds sing ever since last night. Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Peavy, I had quite an experience last night.
You don't say.
Marie Olson invited me over to dinner.
Did she make you eat your water bill?
We didn't talk about water, believe me.
My. Does this mean that you're transferring your affections from Miss Tuttle to Miss Olson?
Oh, nothing like that, Peavy. Grace is still number one with me. In fact, I'm going there for dinner tonight.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you have more fun than anybody.
Well, I lived it up last night. Peavy, have you ever eaten canard sauvage à la presse?
Not that I know of. What is it?
That's roast pressed wild duck.
The duck was pressed, you say?
Yeah, and Marie knew just how to prepare it.
Well, Mrs. Peavy presses my suits, but I don't think she's ever pressed a duck.
Peavy, I couldn't lift a finger. She propped my feet in a hassock, played dinner music for me, lit my cigar. By George, I've never had so much attention. In fact, she said I was lord and master.
Don't you believe that?
Well, it's the old world idea, and I'm all for it. Like she said, American women don't appreciate their men. That should be pointed out to them.
No, I don't think I'll point it out to Mrs. Peavy.
Well, when I go to Grace's tonight, I'm going to give her a couple of hints about how a man should be treated. Well, I'll see you later this evening, Peavy.
I thought you were going to be with Miss Tuttle.
Well, I am. But Marie was coming into a movie, and I promised I'd meet her here later.
Mr. Gildersleeve, that duck must have been pretty wild.
Well, I did get a little carried away. But what the heck? Grace doesn't like to stay up late. She has school tomorrow. You might say I'm having dinner with Grace and dessert with Marie. How does that sound?
It sounds like I should lock up and go with you.
See you later, Peter. It isn't going to hurt to tactfully let Grace know that men appreciate a lot of attention. Hey, what's she having for dinner? Corned beef and cabbage? Well, she just doesn't know how my tastes have changed.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Hello, Grace.
I'm a little busy. Do you mind hanging up your coat and hat?
Well, no, not at all.
Then come on back to the kitchen.
Come on back to the kitchen.
I have to watch my corned beef.
I knew it. Last night I was sitting on a love seat, and tonight I'm sitting in the kitchen. Well, how are things coming?
Oh, with a little help, I guess I'll get everything on the table at once.
You need help?
Oh, darn hot stove. Throckmorton, I wouldn't do this for many people.
Well, some girls like to cook.
Yeah, well, some girls like to train animals, too. Do you mind whipping the potatoes?
Oh, my goodness.
Come on, get in the spirit of it. It'll be fun. Here, I'll tie an apron on you.
Well,
Is that too tight?
Well, yes, you're tickling. This could be fun at that.
There you are.
Now, may I tie one around you?
Well, I'm wearing an apron, thank you.
You call that bit of lace an apron?
Isn't it sweet?
Yeah.
Now, here's the bowl and here's the beater, so get busy.
Well, Grace?
Yes?
Don't you think we could be a little leisurely about this?
Dinner on the stove? Don't be silly.
So we eat dinner a little late. They do it all the time in Europe. We could go into the parlor and sit down and listen to some music.
I have a little radio right here in the kitchen.
Do we have to listen in the kitchen?
Why not? There's always something good on this station.
Can't you find something with violins?
Throckmorton, you're so stuffy this evening.
But...
May I have this dance?
Well, I never danced in an apron before, but what the heck. Yeah.
You know, you're a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Let's dance out of the kitchen.
All right. You know, I was thinking before you came how well we get along. We don't have to be so formal. We both like the same things.
Well, I'm beginning to like this.
Peavy, what do you suppose is keeping Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, Miss Olson, that's your question.
Why, he said he'd be here no later than 10:30.
Well, he should be. Tomorrow's her school day.
Whose school day?
Anybody who has to go to school. I guess I was just making conversation.
Well, I'll give him 5 more minutes.
I should have closed up the pharmacy by now.
If he doesn't come, would you mind driving me home?
Well, I suppose I could explain that to Mrs. Peavy, but perhaps I should try to get in touch with him. Excuse me, Miss Olson.
Do you think you can?
Well, this looks like an emergency. I'll try.
Thank you.
Hello? This is Mr. Peavy. Very well, thank you. Sorry to trouble you, but is Mr. Gildersleeve there? I've located him, Miss Olson.
Oh, wonderful.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. This is Mr. Peavy. There's a party waiting here in the drugstore for you. How's that? You don't say. Oh, very well. Very well. Goodbye, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Is he coming right away?
It seems the Lord and Master has been unavoidably detained.
What is he doing?
Right now he's washing dishes.
Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Where your family's nourishment is concerned, don't guess. Be sure. When you're buying cheese food, insist on Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. Velveeta is good tasting and good for you. 2 ounces of Velveeta give you more high-quality protein, more calcium, more phosphorus, as much riboflavin and vitamin A than a big 8-ounce glass of milk. Keep Velveeta handy now during Lent and always. Remember, Velveeta, the quality cheese food, is made only by Kraft.
Good morning, Bertie.
Morning, Miss Gildersleeve. I got your breakfast ready.
Well, first, where's that bottle of hand lotion Marjorie left over here?
You got chapped hands?
Yeah, I helped Miss Tuttle wash dishes last night.
The water commissioner washing dishes?
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. Except I thought you was leading the continental life.
Well.
Instead of that, you out doing dishes.
Now, Bertie.
Yes, sir. One night he's the continental man, and the next night he's out doing dishes.
You're all right, Bertie.
Miss Gildersleeve, you know what you are?
Bertie, please.
You're a continental man doing KP.
Oh, good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Mary Shipp, Gladys Holland, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying good night for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Here it is, the best soup idea in years. Try it. Just prepare a can of condensed tomato soup as you usually do. Then when the soup is piping hot, stir in the contents of an 8-ounce jar of Kraft's Cheese Whiz. It's a delicious combination. A creamy, perfect blend of your favorite cheese and tomato flavors. Enjoy it as the main part of a lunch or supper, or as an appetizer before dinner. This is just one of dozens of quick tricks you can do with Kraft's Golden Smooth Cheese Whiz. Tomorrow, get tomato soup and Kraft's Cheese Whiz.
Now play You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx on the NBC Radio Network. The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. And Kraft, makes the famous pasteurized processed cheese food Velveeta. Velveeta has a wonderful cheddar cheese flavor that's rich yet delightfully mild. It's delicious, and it's the finest quality cheese food you can buy because it's made by Kraft, the name that for years has meant only the finest in cheese and cheese foods. Get a package or loaf of Velveeta tomorrow and enjoy the cheese food of top quality, Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Well, it's late afternoon in Summerfield, and the great Gildersleeve just stopped next door to visit his niece, Marjorie. Incidentally, Marjorie's husband left the real estate business to take a job with a new plant in town, and being an ambitious young fellow, a lot of opportunities are coming his way.
I'm glad you stopped by, Unky.
Well, I hadn't seen you for a few days, my dear.
Bronco phoned this afternoon, and he has good news from the plant.
Oh? What is it?
Well, he wanted to wait until he came home to tell me. He should be here any minute.
What do you suppose Bronco's working up to now? Chairman of the board?
I wouldn't be surprised. He's always said someday he was going to bring me the moon.
Oh, my goodness. I hope he doesn't try to bring it home on the bus.
Oh, he's the most wonderful husband, Unky.
Yeah, I know.
I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
You kids have been married 4 years, and you're still up your ears in mush.
Oh, there he is. I'll go meet him.
Yeah, what a couple.
Hi, Marge, honey.
Hello, Bronco, darling.
Youth.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Bronco.
Oh, I didn't see you standing there.
You kids can't see anybody but each other. I hear you have big news.
Yes, I can hardly wait.
Yeah. Marge, how would you like to go to Paris?
Paris?
Paris, Texas?
No, Paris, France. Ooh la la.
Bronco, do you mean it?
Yeah, Paris in the spring, tra-la-la-la.
Yeah, Bronco.
Paris in the spring, tra-la-la-la.
Bronco, stop dancing with yourself and tell us what this is all about.
Well, it's like this. The president called me into his office today and said, Thompson, how would you like to be assistant to our branch manager in Paris?
Oh, Bronco.
Well.
Yeah, and I said...
When do we leave? I haven't a thing to wear.
Yeah, and I said...
Of course, I can get oodles of clothes in Paris, but before I leave, I'll need a couple of traveling suits, and I'll need evening dresses for the dances aboard ship.
Marge, you haven't heard what I told the president.
What did you tell him?
Yeah, what did you tell him?
I told him I haven't a thing to wear.
Oh.
Bronco Thompson, you did not.
No, I told him I was honored and that I'd talk it over with my little wife.
We've talked it over. Let's go.
Oh, not so fast. Let's not start packing yet.
No?
Oh, we won't be going for at least 2 months.
2 months?
Well, it sounds like a wonderful opportunity, kids, but I hate to see you go. We'll miss you. Leroy, Bertie, all of us.
I know, Unky.
Oh, we aren't going permanently, Mr. Gildersleeve. It'll just be for a couple of years at the most.
Well, that won't be too bad.
I think the experience will be good for me.
And then Bronco can come back and run one of their plants over here, Unky.
Oh, sure. Oh, look, Marge, I bought a French-English dictionary today. It says here, amortisseur. You know what that means?
Amortisseur. Sounds like it has something to do with love.
No, it means shock absorber.
Now, there's a word you'll have a lot of use for.
Well, I want to learn something about the language. I mean, I can't just go over there and make signs at everybody.
And you can if you have money in your hand.
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to learn how to parlez-vous française.
Well, if you're that serious about it, I know just the person to teach you. My friend Marie Olson.
Oh, is she the Swedish girl, Unky?
Yeah, but she speaks 5 languages. French, Italian, Spanish.
Oh, she speaks all the Romance languages, eh, Mr. Gildersleeve?
You bet. Even the way she speaks English is romantic.
Well, do you think you can get her to teach Bronco, Unky?
Oh, sure. I have quite a bit of influence with Marie.
Oh, swell. Will you give her a ring on the phone?
Yeah, all right, but I'd much rather ring her doorbell. I'll stop and see Peavy until time to pick up Bronco. You'll be surprised to know that Bronco and Marjorie may go to France. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. On your way home from the office?
No, I'm on my way to Marie Olson's. I'm taking Bronco with me.
Is he your chaperone these days?
No. Marie's volunteered to give him French lessons. You see, Bronco's company wants him to go to Paris, Peavy.
You don't say.
You know Eager Beaver Bronco. He wants to learn the language right away. Could be a great opportunity for him.
Well, when I was a younger man, I was given the opportunity to go to Paris.
Oh?
All expenses paid.
Is that right?
By the U.S. Army, World War I.
Oh, I didn't think you lived there.
Mr. Gildersleeve, when I was in Paris, I lived, I'm here to tell you. Mademoiselle from Armentières, parlez-vous. Mademoiselle from Armentières.
All right, Peavy.
I even got a letter from a French girl after I came home.
You did?
Perhaps I should go to Miss Olson's for French lessons myself.
You, Peavy?
I'd like to know what was in that letter.
You know Mrs. Peavy wouldn't let you do that.
No, that would be more dangerous than World War I. By the way, has Marjorie met Miss Olson?
No, she hasn't.
I didn't think so.
What do you mean, Peavy?
Well, I was just wondering if she knew how attractive Miss Olson is. A lot of wives wouldn't want to run that risk, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, nonsense, Peavy. Marjorie's 100% for the lessons. She has no reason to be jealous.
Yeah, sometimes a woman doesn't need a reason.
What?
Mrs. Peavy had no reason, but she was always jealous of me and Mary Pickford.
Mary Pickford?
She caught me with Mary's picture.
Did she send you a picture?
No, one morning at breakfast, it dropped out of a cereal bar.
Well, that couldn't have been serious.
That's what you think. Mrs. Peavy nearly shredded my wheat.
See you later, Peavy. Well, this is where Marie lives, Bronco.
Oh, nice neighborhood, Mr. Gildersleeve. Oh, it's quite a break for me, your knowing a girl who speaks French.
Yeah. Sometimes I think she'd like to talk turkey with me.
Oh, she really likes you, huh, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Does a kitten like cream?
Hello, Throckmorton.
Yeah, I guess the kitten does.
Hello, Marie.
Won't you come in?
Thank you. Miss Olson, I want you to meet my niece's husband, Mr. Thompson.
How do you do, Mr. Thompson?
No, it's a pleasure meeting you, Miss Olson. You know, it's very nice of you to try to teach me a little French.
Oh, when Throckmorton called me, I thought it a wonderful idea. Of course, Throckmorton always has wonderful ideas.
Now, Marie, don't start tossing me bouquets just because I happen to have good ideas.
Mr. Gildersleeve's a very accommodating fellow.
Thank you, Bronco.
Now, let's see. Where shall we begin?
Oh, before we start, Miss Olson, I feel I should pay you for the lessons.
Oh, goodness, no. It's a pleasure to help any relative of Throckmorton. And now I'm certain you're anxious to begin, Mr. Thompson. Si vous voulez m'excuser, je vais chercher les notes que j'ai préparées pour votre première leçon.
Huh?
She's speaking French, Bronco.
Oh, I know. But what did she say?
I said I'll get the notes I've prepared for your first lesson. Excusez-moi.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bronco, that meant excuse me.
How do you know?
Well, she left the room, didn't she?
Mr. Gildersleeve, she has a beautiful speaking voice.
Quite a girl.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll have me talking like that. Si vous voulez m'excuser, je vais chercher la note.
Bronco, tell him to hold the boat. You won't be ready in 2 months. Yes, Marjorie, come in.
I thought I saw you come home. Isn't it exciting, Unky? Just imagine living in Paris.
Yeah, that'll be the life.
Did you take Bronco over for his French lesson?
Oh, yes, indeed. I left him in Marie's capable hands.
Gee, It's wonderful of you to help him like this.
Oh, not at all, my dear. Glad to do it.
Do you think he'll like French?
Well, he's quite impressed with his teacher.
Oh, really?
Oh, she has a lot of personality, Marjorie. Very attractive girl.
Oh?
And the minute she left the room, the first thing Bronco did was comment on her speaking voice. It's kind of musical, soft, caressing, you know.
I'm not sure I do.
Well, she's different from you, my dear. She's sort of a Zsa Gabor with a lot of Zsa.
She sounds very interesting.
Oh, she is. A real woman of the world.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Leroy.
Hello, my boy. How's school?
Only 48 days left.
You sound as if you'll be glad when it's over.
Are you kidding? When they ring that last bell, I'm not even going down the stairs. I'll zip right out the window like a canary out of a cage. Where's Bronco?
Oh, I left him with Miss Olson.
Hey, it's getting late. Marge, is the pretty French teacher keeping your husband after school?
Oh, don't be silly.
I'm not being silly. She's quite a dish, huh?
Watch it, young man. Let's not refer to Miss Olson as a dish.
I'm just paying her a compliment.
Have you seen her, Leroy?
Yeah, man.
Leroy.
That's a compliment. That's a compliment.
You all right?
Well, Bronco should certainly be home by now.
What are you worried about? You got him hooked.
Who says I'm worried?
Now, Leroy, let's not say things to upset Marjorie.
I'm not upset. Why should I be upset?
Excuse me, Miss Gildersleeve.
Yes, Bertie?
Oh, hello, Miss Marjorie.
Hello, Bertie.
I just want to know if all of us is going to be here for dinner. I got a big roast.
Well...
For all we know, Bronco may be eating out.
Young man.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Bertie, but we have to go as soon as Bronco comes from his French lesson.
Oh, did he get started, Miss Olson, today?
Well, he's anxious to learn.
That's some teacher he's got. Red hair, green eyes, and a velvet voice.
Bertie, you haven't even seen her.
No, sir, but I talked to her over the phone. And what she's got comes over the phone.
Really? I don't know why we're spending so much time talking about Miss Olson.
Yeah, Marjorie's right. Let's talk about something else, Leroy. Bertie.
Oh, I didn't know she was a sore subject. Sorry, Miss Marjorie.
Well, there's nothing to be sorry about.
Hurry, old Fronton, tra-la-la-la.
Well, here's Bronco.
Oh, Fronton, tra-la-la-la.
Bronco, stop it.
Oh, hi, Marge, honey. I was singing part of my French lesson.
What are you going to be, a singing French waiter?
Leroy, let me give you some advice. While you're in school, take French.
It's safer than waiting until I get married.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Tell him, Marge.
Come along, Bronco. Let's go home and I'll fix your dinner. And unless you've already eaten.
Well, what makes you think I've had dinner, Marge?
Well, you're a little late. Do you know what time it is?
I know it's time Bertie went to the kitchen.
What? Oh, I didn't realize it was so late. Now, Miss Olson made the lesson so interesting, I didn't know what time it was.
Oh, brother. Well, I'll tell you what time it is. It's time you gave up those ridiculous French lessons.
Zeke, I'm glad I'm not in this.
Yeah, but, Marge, you thought it was a great idea.
It wasn't my idea. It was Uncle Mort's.
See, I am in it.
Marge, honey, how will I ever learn French?
Let's stick to some plain English. You go home.
Why, Marge?
No, Marjorie, if you take my advice.
And that's the trouble. We took it.
But...
Hey, Aunt, can I come out from under the couch now?
Yes, yes. Bertie, let's have the roast.
I thought we just had a roasting.
What a family.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. What's that? Need menu planning help? Then you need Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. Smooth melting Velveeta is perfectly wonderful for cooking. Not only for omelets, soufflés, and casseroles, but for a marvelous smooth cheese sauce, too. A glorious golden cheese sauce you can pour over seafood or vegetables or toast or serve any number of ways. And Velveeta sauce is easy to make in just a few minutes. All you do is melt a half-pound of Velveeta in the top of the double boiler. You'll notice it melts quickly, smoothly, without any lumps. Then stir in 1/3 of a cup of milk, a little at a time, season, and there it is. Try it. See for yourself how delicious it is, full of the fine, rich, yet mild cheddar cheese flavor that's made Velveeta so popular. You'll be glad to know that Velveeta makes this sauce truly nourishing, too. By 2 ounces of Velveeta, the amount you get in an average serving gives you more of milk's vital food values than a big 8-ounce glass of milk. Remember that, Mom, and make Velveeta your handy helper for serving all kinds of healthy, good-eating, hot main dishes. It's a special help now during Lent. Get a 2-pound loaf of Velveeta tomorrow. Just be sure you see the name Velveeta on the package, because Velveeta is the finest quality cheese food you can buy. Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Well, things are usually quiet and peaceful around the great Gildersleeve's house, but last night there were some fireworks. When Gildersleeve arranged for Marjorie's husband to take French lessons from a very pretty girl, he got the book thrown at him.
Bertie, I think Marjorie was very unreasonable about this.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm neutral.
I know how you can settle the whole thing, Unc.
What's this, Leroy?
Just go over and tell Marjorie how unreasonable she is.
Leroy, you're just trying to stir things up again.
Yeah.
I wonder how Bronco's making out over there. Bertie?
Bertie's neutral.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering if you'd care to slip over there for a cup of sugar and find out how things are.
I already been over there on the pretext of borrowing some eggs.
Oh?
And about an hour after, I was over there pretending we was out of bread.
How were things?
Well, that's the first time Bertie ever saw icicles hanging in the house in April.
Hey, here comes Bronco now, sneaking in the back way.
That poor Mr. Bronco. Of course, I'm neutral.
No, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Come in, Bronco.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Morning, Mr. Bronco.
Hi. Sneaked out of the house, huh, Bronco?
No, I just have something to discuss with Mr. Gildersleeve.
You're all right, Bronco.
Excuse me, I'm neutral anyway.
Leroy?
I'm going to stay. I'm on your side.
Young man, leave the field.
Okay, but if you get into trouble again, don't call me.
That boy. Well, Bronco, what's on your mind? I hope you don't feel I'm responsible for your little tiff.
No, it's not your fault.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and Marge is getting over it.
Good.
Yeah, she got up 5 minutes early this morning, had my breakfast on the table, and didn't even burn the toast.
Wonderful. What'd she have to say?
Well, she didn't talk to me, but she didn't burn the toast.
Well, that's a good sign.
The way I see it, Mr. Gildersleeve, marriage is a matter of give and take.
Well, yes.
And I've decided to give.
Good boy.
Yeah, next time I see Miss Olson, I'll just make some excuse for dropping the lessons.
By George, I think you're right, Bronco. But I wouldn't wait. I'd get on the phone right now and call him off.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I'll do it. Yes, sir. Clear it up once and for all. Oh, what's Miss Olson's number?
Lilac 279.
Lilac, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, the clouds are beginning to roll away.
You bet.
La, 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 la.
Unky.
Oh, Marjorie. I didn't hear you come in.
Unky, I'm so sorry about the way I behaved.
Well.
It was silly of me to give a second thought to Miss Olson.
Hello? Miss Olson?
Bronco Thompson!
Hey, has it started again?
Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Peavy, you can give me an aspirin and a swift kick.
Very well. I'll have to charge you for the aspirin, but the kick is on the house. What's the trouble, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, Marjorie's upset about Bronco taking French lessons from Marie Olson. She's letting her imagination run away with her.
I was afraid of that.
Well, I've learned my lesson. From now on, I'm going to stay out of it. Well, I am. As it stands now, Marjorie blames me for the whole thing.
Well, I can understand how a woman like Miss Olson could rock a man's boat.
Yeah, but if Marjorie only knew how fond Marie is of me, she... Say, isn't that Marie out front?
No, it isn't Mrs. Peavy.
Peavy.
Oh, hello, Miss Olson.
And Throckmorton.
Hello, Marie.
You're just the man I want to see. Mr. Thompson called me this morning.
Yes, I know about that.
He offered no explanation. Perhaps you can tell me what happened?
Well, quite a few things have happened.
Did he decide not to go abroad?
He almost had to leave last night.
I don't understand.
As a matter of cold fact, Marie, my niece objected to Bronco taking lessons from you.
Oh?
A little jealousy, I believe. Too attractive a teacher.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Well, Peavy warned me.
He warned you about me?
Mr. Gildersleeve.
What I mean is, Mr. Peavy thinks you're pretty devastating.
Why, Mr. Peavy, do you feel that way about me? Mr. Peavy, you're blushing.
Well, I feel like a little boy caught in the cookie jar.
Oh, Mr. Peavy, I think you're devastating, too.
Thank you. Hey, now.
Oh, my goodness.
Throckmorton, you have me concerned. What can I do to make a friend of your niece?
Well, I have a suggestion.
I thought you weren't going to make any more suggestions.
Marjorie's never met you. Why not come out for an evening and we'll all get together?
I think that would be wonderful.
You bet. We'll clear the air.
Excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve, but are you sure you're not blowing up another storm?
Oh, Peavy, if your wife was jealous of Marie here, you know it would help if you brought her home and introduced her to Mrs. Peavy.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yes, Bertie?
How's Miss Margie and Mr. Bronco getting along in the parlor?
Well, things are pretty well patched up, but I'm going to prove to Marjorie that Miss Olson's interested only in me.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, when Miss Olson comes, I'm going to make Marjorie think things are pretty serious between us.
Miss Olson will like that.
Right?
I know she's had her eye on you for a long time. That comes over the phone, too.
No, I'm not getting involved, Bertie. I'm too fast on my feet for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just doing this to impress Marjorie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I better join the kids.
Miss Gildersleeve?
Yes?
I know you're fast on your feet, but don't stumble.
Kiddies, am I intruding?
Not at all, Mr. Gildersleeve. Marge and I are still making up.
Oh, Bronco, let's not talk about it anymore. When are you going for Miss Olson, Unky?
Oh, she's coming in a cab.
You're letting her come in a cab?
Well, I haven't told you, Marjorie. But Marie and I are fairly close to an understanding.
What do you mean?
Well, I may pop the question one of these days.
Yeah? Well, may I be the first to congratulate you?
Now, wait a minute, Bronco. Oh, excuse me. That must be Marie. I'll let her in.
Now, you see, Marge, she doesn't like me. She likes your uncle.
She's probably too old for you anyway.
Marie, come in.
Thank you, Throckmorton.
Here, let me take your hat. You look lovely tonight, as usual.
Thank you.
She is attractive.
No, just an ordinary type. Red hair, green eyes, good figure and an accent.
Now, I want you to meet Mr. Thompson's wife, my niece, Marjorie.
I've been looking forward to this, Mrs. Thompson.
How do you do, Miss Olson?
Yeah, and of course you know Bronco. Mr. Thompson.
Hello again, Mr. Thompson.
Miss Olson?
I've been anxious to have the little family meet you, Marie. My dear. I like to have everyone's approval.
Why, Throckmorton.
Well, Marie, suppose you sit over here on the couch by me.
I'll be very happy to sit by you.
Can you imagine Unky like this, Bronco?
No, he's got it bad.
Marjorie, you look surprised. But it just happens that Marie and I hit it off right from the start. Didn't we, Marie?
I found your uncle a delightful companion, Marjorie. May I call you Marjorie?
Of course you may, Marie.
I like that.
Well, we're practically just one big happy family. We must do a lot of double dating together.
Oh, it sounds like fun.
Just as long as I have Throckmorton to myself some of the time.
I'm getting in pretty deep here.
Really, Bronco, I think we'd better go.
What? Oh, yeah.
No, not yet. It's early.
Maybe it's late for them.
Oh, yeah. Besides, you two lovebirds don't want to sit around with an old married couple like us.
But, Bronco, please.
Yeah, come on, Marge. Good night, Miss Olson.
Good night, Mr. Thompson. I wish you luck in Europe.
Oh, thank you.
She's very nice, Unky. I hope you'll be very happy.
Yeah, but...
Good night, Marie. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of each other.
I hope so. Good night, Marjorie.
They left in a hurry, didn't they?
They were very discreet. And now that we're alone, you may begin where you left off, dear.
Zeke, maybe I'd better catch a boat to Europe.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. What are you going to have for that fourth meal today? I mean the late evening snack we all like to indulge in. How about some nice crispy crackers and Velveeta, Kraft's golden pasteurized processed cheese food? Sliced or spread on crackers or bread, Velveeta is delicious with a wonderful, rich yet mild cheddar flavor. Velveeta gives you a wholesome snack, too, and a digestible one because Velveeta is digestible as milk itself. For perfect snacks, keep stock with the finest quality cheese food you can buy, Velveeta.
Folks, this is Gildersleeve again with some facts about cancer. It's an ugly word, but we have to face it, because every 2 1/3 minutes, someone in the United States dies of cancer. It strikes in 1 of every 2 American homes. Now, these people aren't numbers on a chart. They're our neighbors, our friends, and our relatives. And no one knows who the next victim will be. That's why it's our personal responsibility, each one of us, to help science defeat cancer once and for all. The way we can help is to give generously to the American Cancer Society. So today, mail your contribution to cancer, care of your local post office. Thanks, and good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Mary Lee Robb, Dick Crenna, Gladys Holland, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Here's an idea for a brand new kind of soup. Soup you fix fast and easy. In the top of a double boiler, add a can of condensed tomato soup to an equal quantity of water. Then, when it's steaming hot, spoon in the contents of an 8-ounce jar of Kraft's Cheese Whiz and blend well. This Cheese Whiz tomato soup combination gives you the creamiest, most delightful tasting soup you've had in a long time. It's a wonderful main dish for lunch or supper, an exciting appetizer for dinner. Tomorrow, get tomato soup and Cheese Whiz, Kraft's pasteurized processed cheese spread.
Now play You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx on the NBC Radio Network.